Yo, what's up, guys? Your boy Wolf here. I'm here with Vandy, aka the Great Vandini, our point guard, and today we're doing our Pacers Gaming podcast presented by Salesforce. Our main topic today will be the small forward league builds. We're gonna talk about them, look at them, see what's good, see what's bad, what I don't like, maybe what Vandy sees because he goes against them every single day.
Yep.
So, I think we know them pretty well, and we'll dive right into it. So first thing first, I'm going to go right into the build that nobody uses, and it is the two-way pass first wing one, kind of a long name. They all have long names, pretty much. But, it's like a lock slasher kind of build. I'll go into the badges. Pretty much could dunk on anything, and shoots decently well, and I think what really hurts this build the most and why people do not use it is the gold pick dodger. You know, when you're 6'7", you want to have that high pick dodger, or pick dodger in general. You know how important it is. You know, a lot of the centers hold the screen, and you want to be able to get through and under them. And having that gold pick dodger kind of hurts you with this build. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because nobody uses it for a reason, and that's the main reason.
I mean, this is like a prime rec center build. Like if you go to the rec and you're talking to somebody that's standing in the corner, they're not shooting their threes, they just keep going inside of the paint trying to get a contact dunk.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those builds. Nobody uses it. If you use it, got to be over like 40 years old. You know?
I mean, and also defensively, it does. And we'll talk about it too. It's the only 5-on-5 build to have Hall of Fame pickpocket. So you kind of do get a little more steals. I guess it's kind of like a trade-off. But I think in general, lockdown steals in this league build and pluck animations are not.
Yeah.
They're not really strong. You're most likely going to either get blitz steals, pass the lane steals, or rip in the center.
Yeah, it's not very common to get those steals just one-on-one.
Yeah. So, this is a 6'7" lock slasher, I'll call it. And now let's go to the next build. So just for reference, the top 3 builds on my screen, or on the screen here, is all the 5-on-5 builds that we play, and the bottom 2 are made for 3-on-3, which we'll get into in a little bit. Let's go back to this is the main build that I say like 80%, this is like a rough estimate, of the locks used in 5v5. It is a two-way pass first wing 2. It's also 6'7", double lock badges. And I love this build. I think it's great. It has great bump. It shoots the best out of the 3, in my opinion. And it can still dunk. And, it has great rebounding with the 90 vertical and 85 defensive rebounding. So let's talk about the badges. I mean, the defensive badges, you get the Hall of Fame pick dodger, which is what we talked about. But you lose that pickpocket, so it's a trade-off. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, I think this is the best build. It also has the gold bullet passer, which is nice to have to make those passes on the fast break or whatnot.
The one thing that stands out to me is the corner specialist. As a lockdown, you're going to want to have corner specialists just because when you get that corner pass, as a PG, I need you to make the shot, especially with sniper badge. Even though it's on bronze, it still helps a lot. If I'm a PG and I see it's a white, slightly late, there's a chance it could go in with the other builds. Without that badge, it's a 50-50 shot if it's going to go in.
Yeah,
so I think that's huge.
Another slept-on badge, too, is that bronze Lucky 7 on the fast breaks. It's nice to have, especially if you feel corner or you want to pull the top of the key 3 if you get the opportunity. Yeah. That Lucky 7 will kick in, and it will be a good little boost to your 3-point.
Also with the Deadeye, too. I mean, we've seen it with this league build. You can shoot 20-30% and still green it. Mm-hmm. It's all about your timing. Wolf does it a lot. Not more so in real games. We don't really focus on shooting those. But we practiced it a couple times.
At least we know we have it in our back pocket.
Yeah, we have it in the back pocket. We need it. Yeah. Usually going against a guard, it's easier to shoot over a guard in this league build. So if you have Deadeye, have corner specialist and sniper, Lucky 7, all in one, I mean, there's a good chance there's more of a green window to green those heavy contests.
100%. This is the most used build. Now, the second one is perimeter lockdown 1. It is 6'6", lock sharp takeover. And the biggest difference between these two builds, I'm gonna go back to the 6'7", is look at the speed difference. You go from 82 speed to 88, which is huge. But you also lose an inch of height. But with this build, I mean, a lot of lockdowns use it as well because you get that +6 speed, and that's huge. Also, acceleration, you get +6 acceleration as well. So that's huge for like locks that like the single press. That you want to be faster, you know. I've definitely used this build a lot too. I just prefer to being bigger on the court, just preference.
Yeah, with the meta, I mean, with 6-foot point guards being the meta this year, I mean, I have a 96 speed. So if I'm going against someone that's 82 speed, I'm going right by him.
Yeah.
You know, with the 88 speed, at least it makes it a little bit even. He can play my hip or something.
For sure.
But that's why it's probably the best lockdown build because you need to keep up with those point guards, especially the ones that are 6 foot because I got 98 speed with the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it tough on lockdowns.
Yeah, so this is a 6'6" lock sharp. Another slept on attribute on this build, and I'll talk about it a little bit later for the 3-on-3, is that 79 offensive rebounding. Now on 5v5, it's not going to make a huge impact because your center or power forward is going to usually get that rebound, and you have to run back to play defense. But in threes, it can make a huge difference because the court, you know, there's less people on the court. Sometimes the power forward is shooting the three because we use a popper. And then, you know, you're down there to get that rebound, and it makes a huge difference. But on 5v5, not so much. Yeah, so these are the two main lock builds I'll go over for 5-on-5 are the two-way pass first wing 2 to 6'7", and the perimeter lockdown 1 to 6'6". Biggest difference being the speed. Yeah, those are what every single lock in the league uses. I say more uses the pass first wing 2. Others use the perimeter lockdown 1. Depends on what you like. But yeah, those are the main 5-on-5 builds. Now let's talk 3-on-3.
3-on-3.
Now the biggest difference between the 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 builds, number one, free throw. The 3-on-3 builds, as you can see, they have 25 free throw, both of them. So they are pretty much unusable on 5-on-5 because if you get fouled, you're not hitting your free throws.
There's no
and
way.
I tried it.
There's no
I mean, Randy could attest to this. I tried using these builds just to like see, and I cannot hit a free throw no matter how hard I try. So
let's say you use that in 5v5, and the team knows it's a 25 free throw. You're gonna get fouled the entire game, and we're gonna have 0 points.
For sure, yeah. That's another thing too. Like before, people don't really know this, but before games start, we have to submit our builds, and the other team knows. So if they see me on one of the 3-on-3 builds with 0 free throw, that could really hurt us because they'll know that. And anytime we're in the bonus or late game situations, I touch the ball, I'm getting fouled.
Yeah.
So we do not use any 25 free throw builds. Now the next biggest difference between the 5-on-5 and 3-on-3 builds is the ankle braces badge. Ankle braces is on both of the 3-on-3 builds, as you can see here on the 6'5" and the 6'6", but no lock build on 5-on-5 has ankle braces. And to me, I really dislike that. I think both builds should have ankle braces. I think ankle braces is one of the best defensive badges in 2K this year. I've done a lot of testing, and I know that for a fact. It makes a huge difference, and that's why on 5v5s when I'm using the build, or even when you're playing PG, you get the stun animations on the lockdowns because they do not have ankle braces.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going against a PG with tight handles and ankle breaker, but you have nothing to counteract that. So you're kind of just hoping that you don't get stunned, and it happens, I'll say, like once every 2 or 3 possessions. So it's like,
I mean, tight handles is so OP in this game.
Oh yeah.
You see a lot of guards, especially in 5v5. In 3v3, guards don't really use the build with tight handles. They usually go for a builds with a 25 free throw, like the 6'1" and the other 6 foot that's used with the 99.3. So a tight handle's OP badge. So if you have ankle braces, it's a really good badge to go against it. You go head to head with that, so you basically just play straight up defense the entire time, you know.
Yeah.
So makes it a little bit more difficult on the PG to get open. So that's a very useful badge.
Definitely. So let's talk about the two quote unquote park builds. So perimeter lockdown 2 is a 6'5", very fast, 93 speed, 90 XL, one of the fastest lock builds on the game or on the league build. Solid build. I mean, definitely could shoot well. Does not have a mid-range shot, and the finishing is kind of low, but Usually in the park, if you're gonna go to the paint, you're kind of wide open, so it's not really that big of a deal. Defensively, it has the ankle braces, 97 perimeter, 96 steal, Hall of Fame pickpocket and pick dodger. With the chase down too, which is nice because the park, the ISO.
Oh yeah.
Top of the key. That bronze chase down is going to give you some nice animations. This build is solid. It was used a little bit, I say, on the 3-on-3 when teams played. But yeah, nothing really much more to say about this one. Let's go to the 6'6". So it's 1 inch taller, but you lose some speed. You get 88 speed here. And yeah, still can shoot well. It has better finishing stats. And yeah, that's pretty much it. These are the two park builds. Not much to say. They're pretty similar. You just lose 1 inch and gain more speed. And the ankle braces go from gold to silver, which is not that big of a difference. But I would say a lot of people, which is kind of ironic, ended up using the perimeter lockdown 1 in threes
For the rebounding.
because of the 79 offensive rebounding. This is the only lock build that has a high offensive rebounding. You can see 55, 57, 50, 56. And to 79 is a huge difference. And I know Jomar played lock for us on 3-on-3.
Yeah.
He loved this build because of that offensive rebounding. And as you know, and most people who play park, offensive rebounds are huge.
Are huge for second chance
Huge.
points. You need it.
Yeah, these are all the lock builds. Nothing really too crazy. Anything else, Vandy, you'd like to add?
I mean, this is just my worst nightmare. I mean, lockdowns are my worst nightmare as a point guard. So whenever I see these builds, they're pretty OP in this league build. I'd say the lockdown build is probably the best build to use in this league build. PGs aren't really overpowered this year, but I'd say lockdown is probably the most overpowered position attribute-wise and with the badges. I mean, it has some of the best badges. So all in all, I think the park builds are pretty good this year. I just kind of wish ankle braces were in the 5v5 builds.
Yeah.
I think it would make the game a little bit easier because stunner is just...
Which is crazy because, like you said, your point guard builds on 3-on-3 do not have tight handles and ankle breaker. But the 5-on-5 ones do, and it's vice versa for the lock. So it's like, why wouldn't it be the same? Listen, we don't make the league build.
Yeah, we don't make it.
I wish
just play.
We just play what's in front of us.
Play. That's all.
But that kind of doesn't make any sense. Like, why will park? Yeah, I think it should be the same.
I don't understand that.
But listen, we just play the game in front of us. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Pacers Gaming Podcast, presented by Salesforce. This your boy Wolf.
Vandy.
We're out of here.
See you guys.